Sabaidi Pinon. Hello to my family from beginningless time. Let's not forget that your great-great-great-great-great-grandfather and grandmother that we shared were dinosaurs. But much more interesting before that, they were the fish. Yeah. So at any rate, long family, Bach also in our family. This is very recent. This is just 300 years ago. Okay. In beginningless time. But you know what? I wanted to play this today because it's like one of the best things in my life, really, is this Bach. And I hope that you're able to also read some of this stuff, this Bach keyboard music. And you can read it on various instruments because it really is... it's a fun thing. You could call it a hobby, a fun hobby, and it's that's all it is. After work, something for relaxing. You know, this one here is in B flat major, G minor. There's always a relative minor, you know, for every major. It's just, oh gosh, we have to talk a little bit about this idea of when I'm talking about like B flat or E flat, these notes here, those are English words and that is not music. So yeah, so there's a lot of things we can sort of put around music, which is interesting, which are interesting things, but music itself is this sound that we hear. So that's the music. So actually music is just timbre, which is like, is it piano or violin or drum? What is that sort of that tone? The sound itself is the timbre. Then there's the rhythm of it, like on, off, So what I'm doing is the timbre is okay, and the rhythm is okay, and then they have frequency. The universe. They in the universe have music, and they have this frequency, which is like So now I'm doing all three. You have timbre, you have the rhythm, and then the frequency, and there you go. Okay, so that's the music. So people say that's not music or that is music. Actually, you can tell them. So then let's go back to all this English language. That's just a framing of, in this case, frequency, right? With these flats. The timbre is the piano. And the rhythm is supposed to be Bach, but you know, it's Bach with a little bit of me mixed in there with the rhythm. Only rhythm do I mess with. This one is interesting. This is BWV 8. My eyes are so bad. Like Bach, right? He died and just lost his eyesight as he died. 885, BWV 885. It's interesting because it's got these 32nd notes in there like that. So that one, I'm going to count it as 16th notes. And it really, not just as, but really 16th notes. And then when I see a 32nd, I know it's half of a 16th. So what do we start with there? I can't see it. It's blurry. You can see it better than me, actually. Let me see. So you see we're in B flat major. What does that say there? C. Oh, that's the common time thing. Okay, so that means it's 4/4. And then is that the 16th note rest and the 36th note? Okay, good. So when I call that first beat 1 E and A. Okay, so the 1 will be that 16th note. Then E, I'll split it up into a rest and then a note. And then and is that 16th note. And then again gets split. Is that right? Oh, it's a dotted 16th note. Yeah, so it gets split. So I don't want to get too deep into all that stuff, but just so you know, if you split something in half, you can just lean forwards and lean back. Now we're talking about not music, but dancing, right? Essentially moving to music. So Yeah, moving forwards and moving backwards is a nice way to split something in half. So, for example, if you're saying like 1, 2, 3, 4, is that this movement would be the eighth notes if I'm counting quarter notes. So it'd be like 1 and 2 and 3 and. So that's when you see me moving, I'm splitting everything in half, okay? And then with the 16th notes, we do 4 of them in every beat. So with my movements, it's 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, so I get 4. That's when we see 1 E and a, 2 E and a. And you hear the thing going. You know what? I want to say I have the 2 microphones on today. I know there's a little distortion, so I was hoping that maybe by having one mic here and the other mic here, we won't have that distortion. I was hanging one of them up here, but okay. So with these 30-second notes, I'm still going to say 1 E and a, but now there's 8 in a beat. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's all the 30-second notes, but you see he doesn't have them all here. So it's like 1 E ba ban up ba. Okay, that's what I showed you. That's the rhythm of it. So ta pa pa. So that's the feeling of it. Ta pa ta pa. So if you go to my movement, there's a blank. We start with the rest, and then right before I get to the back position, there's a note. So it's like I mean no note. Pa. Pa's the note. Okay, so pa. See, the note comes right before I get to the 8th note. So that's that 30-second. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. So it's that 4 right before the 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. At any rate, you know what's interesting about, you don't have to hear all this. What's interesting about talking about all of this, what's called music theory, or like the rhythm analysis is also music theory, is not the music itself. So you say, well, Tom, okay, how do you cross this bridge from this contrived land of sharps and flats and this rhythm counting and that rhythm counting to the feeling of music? You know, I like to always quote Led Zeppelin. Da na 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 da na 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 da na na na. It's very just cathartic, you know, rhythm, melody, and so there you see. You don't even think about what key that's in or what notes those are. It says ba na 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 da 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 na na na. So the answer to all of that subject is, number one, what we talked about, which is music. It's the feeling that you get. We didn't talk about that. So with the timbre, rhythm, and frequency, there's this feeling that you get of music, which can be titillating. It can be, you know, trance. It can be exciting or sad, and all kinds of other emotional and geometric experiences in your mind. Like you could imagine gears coming together and things, or imagining, you know, other things like we talked about, picnics and whatnot. So that's the human musical experience. And what's interesting is bridging across from this theoretical stuff, which is not, you know, that music. It's what it is. It's a paper, and then it's this English language, and it's this notation. That's all not music, but it supports music. It can. And it can also destroy music. Okay? That's when we say contrived. And you think, oh, should I repeat this melody? Like you wrote some melody. And you're like, should I do that again? Or should I vary it? And as you get into that theme and variation, you could get totally contrived and have to be based on emotions that you don't want to propagate or that you don't like. And this is a wonderful subject. It's a really different subject, but yeah, now we're talking about the subject of music composition, theme and variation. And are you going to, you know, what do you express that's good about yourself? And now we're not talking about music or notation, we're talking about yourself. So like your feelings of happiness or something, or fear. And if you do too much repeating, is that because you're like obsessive compulsive and you're like repeating? And then we go back to music and we say Ravel, Bolero, and you know, da 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 da, and he keeps repeating it, but he's like building it. So do you think that's good? You know, maybe you love that. You love the logic of it, that he's always repeating and building his Bolero piece. Or you might feel like that's contrived. So this is this really beautiful, delicate subject. Now, why Bach? Bach, to me, answers all those questions. So he keeps it always dancing between what's expected and chaos. Okay, that's it. That's why I'm really at home here with the Bach. Okay, so that's all the stuff. Now we got this here. So it's BWV 885 in B flat major. So 1 E and A, 2 E and A, 3 E. Now I'm going to slow down because I see it's D major coming up. Back to the sadness. I even said it, I played it wrong. Interesting that sounds so mysterious there, because that's just F major. It's because this inversion and everything. See, if it's like this, it sounds just like F major, but man, the way he played it, it's just like, I don't know, it sounds like F major, but when it first came, that's interesting how things get relative. Based on the chord that you were previously in, the next chord is different. It's a different emotion, musical feeling now we're talking about. Okay. Okay, and I guess that does bring up yet another component of music itself, which is harmony. We didn't mention that. But harmony kind of relates to timbre. So, okay. But no, there is. There's harmony. So let's say harmony, melody, rhythm, timbre. Okay. So. Here's that F major. Yes, it's different. And was the A flat in here? No, and the D's natural. Oh, the E's were natural, really? Okay, so at least that one E was natural. Oh, they were all natural. The right hand had all natural E's. So let's do that again. I played that wrong. Is that right? Yeah, so we're going to the C major in there. Okay, now we're so much English and so much theory, we've lost the musical emotion. So let's just play this whole measure as best we can and just keep going. That's another thing about music. So keeping going, right? Move on. Ah. Now back to E, you're still E natural. So. Where are your notes? It's always fun at the end of a Bach piece. He likes to keep some notes down. So this note actually should have started like a while ago. I almost held it down for the whole time. Okay, here's the fugue. 1 and 2 and 3. And all we get is 3 here. 1 and 2 and 3. And 1 and 2 and 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3. So that's the 16th note. 2 and a 3 and bum, bum, bum. Got to slow it down a lot now because I'm not that good. Oh, but that's a great question. Is it good to play fast, my brother? Oh my God, don't break a string. What about that? What about playing with feelings and stuff, you know? Is fast always good? Is it never good? Life is already short. See, doing that movement, I'm breaking up the 8th notes. So, 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 1 3 no 4. So 3 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 and a 4 and a 2 E and 1 and 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 1 2 E. I always do it. 3 E and a 1 E and that's right. 3 1 2 3 Back to the motion. Sweet emotion, right? Okay, lost the. See, you want him to go. But no, we go the minor, C minor there, son. And to me, that's okay. I mean, that's my life experience. So I try to understand life, but there are still these surprises. But love is the only rule. Love is the only, so you try in these difficult, tearing you up experiences to find a warm heart. That's what he's doing here. Get ready for it. Yes. And be courageous, my friends. That's my advice. You be this kind of courageous. Open your heart and just let, they call it in Buddhism that wind horse. Open your heart, put your shoulders back, and that fear and that cold wind, blow right into your heart because you are warm. That's right. Thank you, Bach, for making the melody simpler for me to play. Now I can actually play the melody. Let's go back, let's play it. So now we can actually play that melody a little bit more correctly. Almost. I love when he does that towards the end, you know. This is like, I don't know, recapitulate, how he likes to recapitulate the thing. Again, with one, you see? How's he do it this time? There's recapitulations, or like, it's like a fine. He does these things because it's usually like a major to a minor chord, so it has the feeling of like this previous one, like it's gonna be so happy, like. So in other words, you've been like playing ding, 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 and then finally you take this break, and you go like, and do another break like that, and it's just like, oh God, what happened? You know, really? The mother lost her child? Really? You know, answer? So this one was, yes. Now, maybe another birth. You know, children are still born. But does that make everything okay? Well, if you ever lost a child, you know the answer is no. For a human being, the answer is no. This was relating that melody of da 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 da, but now it's not so happy, right? So what he's playing here is that same melody that we were just playing before. Oh, this is it. I think we're in D major. It is D major, but we're in B flat major. Maybe this is when your child was playing, but it's melancholy. So you're remembering how she played with her, tea set, okay? Pouring the tea, okay? Why? Because the child is sensitive. Why? Because she's young and all the colors are brilliant and the tea is pouring and she's seeing the liquid come down and the way the light reflects off the brown tea or something, okay? So then, but the child is dead, so there's no more child. So there's this endless abyss of sadness, and then he comes back to that melody. So it's pretty bad. That's kind of an ununderstandable situation right there. It's like, what? You know what comes next. And this is, so he puts in that major third of the G major. 1, 2, 3. He often does that at the end. I don't know, maybe part of it is the religious belief. It's sort of like that people go to heaven and stuff. So whatever you need to do, to make good on this promise of being a human being and having a warm heart, do it, right? All right, so that's our Bach for today. Go and play.